Want to ask you, what type of adjustment is it for you going from last season to throwing to guys like Kenny Galladay and Marvin Jones, kind of height-wise, but now you're throwing to guys like, Robert, Coop, Deshaun, and Van, who are smaller in stature. How is that different for you?
Not too much, you don't really think about it too much when you're out there playing. You're just trying to see guys, feel where they're going, and put the ball in a good spot. Each guy kind of has their own strength when it comes to, where they're able to catch the ball away from their body or not. That's things that you kind of get used to, in practice and things like that. But, for me as a quarterback, I'm trying to put them all on the money and just let those guys do their job as easy as they possibly can.
Thanks, Matthew.
Yep.
Lindsay?
Hey, Matthew, how would you assess from the start of the offseason program to now, it's almost the very end, your kind of integration and your knowledge of Sean McVay's system and the playbook?
I definitely have, learned quite a bit. This is a complex offense like all of them are, and just being able to kind of forget what I've learned in the past and move forward with the new terminology and the new scheme. Something that's always a challenge, no matter, if you're moving cities and states and teams and all that kind of stuff, or moving coordinators within the same team. So I've been through it before. There are its own, unique challenges each new coordinator I have. But I feel like my knowledge is a lot, broader now than it was when we started. That's for sure. I've been exposed to a lot, both from Sean and our offense and our defense as well. So it's been a good learning experience for me.
And then just observing the 11 on 11 the last couple of days, what would you describe as the goal of that period for you guys out here?
The biggest thing is just stressing ourselves mentally. We're not moving extremely fast. Not really trying to get open or make great throws in that period. It's more, let's get the protections adjusted. Let's get the runs going off in the right direction and get all the kind of the above the neck stuff going. So that's been the biggest deal, stressing that and communication. I think it's been beneficial for us.
Thanks,
Mark?
Matthew, I was interested in you've always said, the best arm or one of the best arms in whatever league or province that you're playing in. How do you maintain that over the years, your arm strength, and especially on the deep ball? Or do you have to do different things every year to keep that up, or is it just kind of natural?
You kind of get into a routine, that routine gets tweaked, I think, each year, just as you get a little bit older and maybe your body, needs help in certain areas, doesn't need help in other areas, whatever it is. There's no doubt a lot of that is, natural and God-given. But at the same time, it's something I work really hard at to make sure that, I'm as physically ready to play and at peak performance as much as possible.
Thank you.
Jordan?
Hey, Matthew. Yesterday, I noticed that even though Cooper Kupp wasn't practicing live with you guys, he had like a play card or a call sheet or something, and he was communicating quite a bit with you. Obviously, without telling me what exactly the plays were, what kinds of things were you guys communicating about, and how has that relationship been for you?
It's been great. He's one of the smartest guys I've played with. His understanding of this offense and what defenses are trying to do is pretty special and something that as a quarterback is a lot of fun to have a guy out there that is thinking and seeing the game the same way that you are. And that's a special trait of his, something that I know he's worked extremely hard on. And then we're just trying to have dialogue. Some of these routes are his choice, or are we seeing Mike change coverage. And so we're just trying to sit there and, as we're watching other guys go, talk about what we might have done in that situation and what he would expect from me and what I would expect from him. Just constantly trying to make sure that we're on the same page and able to execute.
Thanks.
Modesti?
Hi, Matthew. You've got a lot of receivers here, all of whom would love to be your favorite target. Is anybody doing anything unusual to try to get your attention? What can they do? What should they do to earn your trust?
No, nobody's doing anything special. And for me, I think just be assignment sound, get open, catch the ball.
In other places you've been, have you ever had guys really sort of clearly go out of their way to try to ingratiate themselves?
No. Yeah, I think most guys that I play with know that I'm going to try to do everything I can to just throw the ball to where the defense is telling me it needs to go. Certainly there are times in a game where you can be a little bit more aggressive, but I'm just trying to aggressively take what the defense has given us and And if that happens to be Cooper to Rob or whoever it is on any given play, it doesn't matter to me.
Thanks, Matthew.
Claudia.
Hey, Matthew. There's been a lot of talk about Tutu size and speed. Have you had much of a chance to work with him? What are your impressions?
Yeah, I mean, I definitely get some reps with him, throwing the ball around. He's got great speed. There's no question about that. He catches the ball away from his body really well. I think he's done a nice job kind of trying to figure this thing out for a rookie. It's a lot of, a lot to learn in a new place with new teammates and all that kind of stuff. So I think he's doing a nice job. He's just got to put his head down, keep going to work every day. And when he gets his opportunities, just make the most of them.
Thank you.
And we're going to wrap this up. We got 3, Omar, Kurt, and Freeman. So Omar.
Hey, Matthew. Obviously, you guys are practicing tomorrow in front of fans at the stadium. Any particular goals you have there in terms of, sight lines or lighting or any of that you might, pay attention to a little more closely tomorrow?
Yeah, I think, all the things you kind of said, just, finding the play clocks, finding the scoreboard, all that kind of stuff that you gotta get used to at a home stadium. I've obviously never played here, so it'll be all new. I've walked through it and all that, but, with the scoreboard going, all that kind of stuff, trying to find play clocks, all that will be definitely part of what goes on for me tomorrow.
And then after that, leading into training camp, will this gap here be more focused for you on physical, throwing, getting together with receivers, or more mental, kind of studying the playbook, getting with Sean about that kind of stuff?
I think it'll be a combination of the two. I'll definitely be throwing, working with guys, trying to, get as in sync as we possibly can be heading into training camp. And I know I'll be talking to Sean as well, trying to, really just dive in and make sure that when we come back, I'm ready to lead this thing and go.
Thanks, Matthew.
Yep.
Kurt.
And Matthew, just along those exact same lines, as a veteran, when you kind of have this 6-week break, how much are you going to deviate from years past because it's a new system and everything, like moving your family? How much will the 6-week break be different compared to years past?
Yeah, it'll be different. I think every year is kind of its own unique year. Sometimes you're kind of dealing with something physically. You're trying to make yourself feel a little bit better. Other years you're feeling great heading into this little break and you get to kind of just hit it full go. All those kind of things go into it. But definitely from a mental side, I'm going to make sure that I'm doing everything I can to be up to speed and ready to go when we get back, because it is new for me and it's a challenge.
Freeman.
Appreciate.
We can't hear you, Freeman.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. Matthew, do you see this opportunity now with being with the Rams as more of a rejuvenation for your career, even though you've had a great career?
It's definitely a change of scenery for me. Every year that, I'm coming to this time of year in my career, I'm excited about the season. I'm excited to go. So I don't know if rejuvenation is the word, but I'm just, I know I'm excited about the opportunity. I know I have a big challenge in front of me to make sure that I'm, leading this team as best I possibly can. And all they want from me is to play at a high level and do things the right way. So that's what I'm going to try and do. But it's definitely a big challenge and something that's, I'm looking forward to.
Gary had his hand up. I missed him. He's the last guy. Go ahead, Gary.
Hey, Matthew, you kind of, in the course of this, have given kind of thumbnail evaluations of Cooper Kupp and Tutu Atwell. Was just wondering if you could kind of do the same for us regarding Robert Woods, Deshaun Jackson, and other receiver, Van Jefferson.
Yeah, okay. I think Robert Woods is obviously a proven player in this league, a veteran player. He does a great job of slash running after he catches the football. I think he's really smooth in and out of his breaks. He's a guy that can really build speed as you get going in and out of breaks. Great speed cut runner. Deshaun still has the long speed that I see. He's running great. Does a nice job changing direction. I think he plays a little bit bigger than people give him credit for. Van Jefferson, I think, does a great job of doubling people up. He's a really good separator, plays big as well, has enough long speed to get down the field, but has a nice size mismatch on a lot of corners out there as well. So I think it's a really talented group, top to bottom. There's guys in there I didn't even list that I think are really good players that are going to help us, come fall, both in the receiver room, the backs, the tight ends. So I'm just excited about all of it.
And then finally, in summing up kind of this first phase for you, has this been kind of what you expected, more than you expected with the Rams and the transition you and I'm assuming your family have been able to make?
Yeah, I didn't really come into it with an expectation on what it was going to be like. I just wanted to go in there and try to learn as much as I possibly can, get up to speed as fast as possible. Would have been unfair both to me and I think to the team and the guys to have some certain expectation of the way it was going to go. I just showed up here, tried to be myself every single day, know I was going to make mistakes, try to get better along the way, and then I'll try to do that, for as long as I'm in this uniform, to be honest with you.
Thanks very much.
Thank you.
Matthew, man, we appreciate your time. Thank you, sir.
Got it. Thanks.
Thank you, Matthew.